1, 2, 3, and we're back into it. Yeah, no, honestly, it was funny. It's like the beginning of usually every podcast I do, someone's like, dude, that shit sounds pretty cool. How much was that little thing? Yeah. And like Drew Jordan was like, I laughed at that thing initially. And then like I kind of regret buying the Scarlet. And I'm just like, yeah, this thing's fucking amazing. You spend $100
because it looks
dollars.
like something you would win out of a claw machine.
Swear to God, honestly, if like I should have let you just like pick it up and touch it because it's like it weighs that beer half empty weighs more than that thing.
Wow. Well, it does the job. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shout out Tascam for this discontinued product that they don't make anymore. Yeah, this thing's awesome. But what is it, man? I don't know how to do intros. I just like usually I'm just like, man, I'm here with Victor Tran. I've realized the best conversations are people who are like, man, I really vibe with this person, but I don't really know them at all. Because there's somewhere to go. It's like there's that problem when you try to do podcasts with friends and stuff, and you're just like, it would just be cool, for people to watch us hang out, and you're like, oh man, we're boring.
Boring, and nobody knows what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Exactly.
It's all inside shit. I feel like we get along well together, but I don't really know you like that.
Exactly. And then like, you know what? What's wrong with that? Let's keep it at that. Like, I think it was so funny when you brought up the roast battle. You were like, that roast battle, which I won, by the way. I'm like, oh, I'm well aware of that. The way I tell it is, oh yeah, you know how like Victor won? Well, I lost to him. So I'm not saying I could have gone, but I could have. I couldn't have.
You know what? I do think about that a lot because out of all the roast battles, you and Carrie were the only ones who I felt like got close. Like, where at the end of it, I looked at the judge like, come on, man, do me a solid. Like,
for real.
I've been doing this for a while.
What makes me feel better is I was like, hey, man, I'll even say it was close. I'm like, cool. I need that. Oh, man, that is hilarious.
It was close, though. And then I remember Zod was the judge, and then I was like, yeah, but you really did me a solid back there.
And you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. It would have made me feel, even like, it probably would have made me feel arrogant and dumb, and I don't know, who the hell knows.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't mentally well enough to do that stuff yet. Was I drinking back then? Oh, man. Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Were you sober back then?
Probably. Sounds about right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's because I was on probation.
For what? Was it DUI or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a rite of passage, it seems like.
Everyone tells me that. And it makes me feel so much better. Whenever you, like, want to, like, vent and, like, feel just like, oh, my God, I just feel like it's such an embarrassment. And, like, the godliest of all, like, godly people, Brian Gendron, be like, oh, I had to do that once. And I'm like, for real?
Oh, really?
Funny
Brian
enough,
Gendron?
Yeah. Funny enough.
Oh, shit. I bet you that's what triggered his weight loss.
Right? No, funny enough, married to a chiropractor.
Oh,
we were talking just mad shit.
We were just talking about we were talking mad shit about chiropractors.
And shit, if you look at the before and after Brian Gendron, maybe chiropractors ain't all that bad.
I don't respect chiropractors. Mm-hmm. I think like they're the hacks of the medical world. But I would also never say that to a chiropractor's face.
Right.
Because like, I would hate for them to beat my ass and then fix my back and then beat my ass again.
Bro, that's an extra special kind of ass whooping. Because like I know how to fuck you up just bad enough to where I can fix you again. But that's just gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's just a never-ending loop of them fucking me up, putting me back together, and then fucking me up again.
It was the worst Greek myth I've ever heard. No, and then like what I said, it's like, bro, like you can just get your friend to stand on a curb, pick you up like this. We've all done this bullshit. It's like, hold on, I can do some ASMR shit and just be like,
I picked it up.
Yeah, thank God.
Damn.
That would have been mad
Tascam.
embarrassing. Remember when we were just shooting this shit when I was hosting the mic, and then you're like, you should say that. I went up there, botched, and I came down. I let you down.
Oh yeah, that happened like 2 weeks ago.
I'm like, I almost had that. I was like, okay, don't fuck this up. Not again.
You know what? I'll say that time it was on me. It wasn't one of my better riffs.
What makes me feel better is like, at least I know I'm not crazy. Because if I would have gone down there and be like, that crushed, man. Like, he'd been like, oh, he's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't know what's going on around him.
But I would have also agreed with you. I'd be like, yeah, buddy, you crushed.
Well, that goes in the thing. It's like when you talk to people and like, or you talk to like strange. Okay, so it was like some people were just like, oh, so when you interview people, you're just going to like attack them. I'm like, no, I'm going to let them say their piece and just be them. And like, if they sound crazy, that's because they were talking. You know what I mean? And you're like, I do that with people in public. I'm like, right.
Yeah.
Why waste the energy making enemies every chance you get?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't give a fuck about my friends. I don't give a fuck about the future of somebody I just met, the well-being of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'm not worried about your goddamn stage time.
Yeah, like if I mean, there's so like comedy attracts so many fucking weirdos that like, if they're being weird to me, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, okay, all right, and then move on. I'm not gonna like try and fix their life.
Yeah. I'm under the impression that like some people say that really it's kind of scary that some people say this. Well, comedy's like my therapy, man. I'm just like, I realized I was funnier when I was okay at home before forcing other people to listen to my bullshit. Does that make sense?
What do you mean?
As in like not okay at home, but as in like I'm not gonna like I'm upset, so I'm just gonna go do a set and feel better. It's like, no, you know what? Like, let me make sure I'm okay first.
Oh yeah,
and not put my shit on other people and blah blah blah. And it's just like like comedy's my therapy, and it's like, well, it's fun to like it's performing in general. I'm a theater kid. I get that shit. I love performing. There's a high to it, but it's not solving my problems. Like what I mean? I would say go and do it with like it's like working out drunk. You're gonna get hurt. That makes sense,
dude. It does make sense. I think comedy gets romanticized a lot, where it's like what you said. Oh, it's my therapy or it's my drug or whatever. And for me personally, I always feel like I'm always better at comedy, or I'm always funnier whenever I'm in a good mental space. Whenever I'm like, whenever something's bothering me or I'm depressed or whatever, that's whenever it goes downhill for me.
Yeah, it's almost like just like being in a group with your homies, and they're just like something's bothering you. We can tell, we know you. So it's like if it can't work in a normal conversation, it's not going to work with you trying to make people laugh. You ever try to make people laugh while you're pissed off? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
No, when I'm angry, it's very transparent. Like people can tell.
What was it? Yeah, it's crazy because like it's just like you're a very, for the most part, very chill, very neutral guy. I've seen you piped up but not angry. You know what I mean? Like I you know what I mean? Like I've seen you knock a dude in the face and be like, "Hey, what's up, bitch?" But then like your
were you
face
there for that?
Yes. And I was like, hopefully he doesn't mind me saying it. But yeah, I remember just like what I love is like we're talking like this and blah blah blah, and you're like, "Hey, what up, bitch?" I'm like, hell yeah. And then I've seen you furious, but like just seething from your eyes because someone brought you up. This was like a few years ago. It was at PJ's, and someone's like, "No, he does not do nails." And I'm like, that's racist. Give it up for son Tran. And not trying to be.
Yes, I remember that.
And I just never seen so much anger and never been so afraid of someone's emotions before in my life. Because you were just.
Yeah.
I remember you went up on stage like, the fuck?
Yeah, I don't remember what she said. It didn't bother me that. It didn't bother me that she said something racist. What bothered me was like. Because I think I confirmed with her right before. Oh no, I went on stage and then I made a joke about it, and it was no big deal to me that she called me Son Tran. Like that's a reasonable mistake,
right?
But then she like doubled down. She's like, "Well, I don't know your goddamn name," and then that's what pissed me off. It was like, "Look, I gave you a chance."
Swear to God, yeah. Oh my God, I didn't even know that part.
Yeah. That's what pissed me off about that. But I also like Googled this the other day. Is like I do have like a temper, but I'm not like an explosive guy. Like I'll implode. Like I just stuff everything inside until until I hit somebody at Rogers.
Swear to God, yeah, I get that. See me, I stuff it down too until like I'm with someone. They're like, "Are you all right?" And I'm just like, "No."
Oh yeah.
Because if I can't, I have the temper problem too. So I don't like to get to the. For me, I feel like if I like start swinging, I won't stop, and like even if I'm losing, like what I mean. So I'd rather like ball it up and then just work it out in another way. But it just always ends up being crying.
Well, that's probably healthier.
I would hope. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just let me just like talk about this with someone later. But I don't know. It's just
because
like,
I think that's true. I think anger, or at least in my case, I think it's just for me. I think it's just sadness, but I don't process it as sadness. It goes through like an anger filter, and then it comes out as anger because I don't know how to like express sadness.
No, yeah, I get that. That makes complete sense. Because like whenever I had to do the stupid like drug counseling classes or whatever, when I was on probation, I like sat down and I realized I never talked about my problems. I just got drunk all the time and just got high and hung out with people. And I realized, oh wait, I just stopped actually dealing because I had to be sober. So I was like, oh wait, let me talk about this, and that cathartic feeling, just like, oh man. Yeah, I should just deal with my problems now. This takes the fun out of drinking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not cool to be high. Like, if I'm saying this will solve my problems. It's like getting high to, like, write jokes or something. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do yourself as yourself first, and then treat yourself with, I'm going to go be funny, or I'm going to go do drugs.
Sure, yeah. I'm trying to think. I use drinking as a crutch for, like, anxiety.
Loosens you up.
Yeah.
Do you, so your anxiety, for me, it's kind of like you can't live in the moment kind of thing. You're kind of either like just thinking too much ahead, or some people like go too much, like they're just regretting everything they ever did in their existence, or some people it's both.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you think it's both? Or?
Yeah, I'll either be worried about something coming up, or I'll be LARPing on something. Is that a word, LARPing?
I think so. I mean, it makes sense. We'll just go with it.
Wait. Yeah, or harping. LARPing is live action role play.
You're absolutely right. You know what? Yeah.
Usually I'm thinking about LARPing.
Hey, hold on, bro. Hey, I ain't role playing when I'm gonna swing on you at Rudges. All right, give it up for Victor Tran, everybody. Sound effects are back into it. Sound effects are back.
So you know what I think that happened that night is I think while I was drinking, and also I was playing ping pong earlier that night. So that
you were already hyped.
Those competitive juices were already flowing.
Bro, I get that.
So I was already feeling like too
I was already sensitive.
Too aggressive. Yeah, man. I've been cooped up for a year. That was the first time I had testosterone in like 12 months.
Yeah.
So
you almost grew a mustache. It was crazy.
yeah. I shaved right when I got my car. I was like, this is getting out of hand.
Oh man.
I almost jumped some guy at Liberty with Rich a couple of weeks ago.
For real?
Yeah, but
I mean, I almost got into a fight at Liberty myself. So
what happened to you?
I was trying to pay like my free. I had the host tab or whatever, and I was just like, she's like, well, you still got like a lot more drinks you could buy on this, and I was like, I'm about to black out because let me just figure out a way. She's like, I don't have cash, but can you just charge me something so I can pay you like a tab? Like was
it the bartender who's like really fucking?
Yeah,
a cunt. You know what I'm talking about?
But like it wasn't her. It wasn't her in this situation. But
you know who I'm talking about.
Yes,
right?
exactly. So then so she's being all sweet and blah blah blah. She's like, okay, I can charge you something for like $1, so you can like give me the tip or whatever. Because I owed her nothing.
Right.
Literally, I mean, as someone who's been giving me free drinks and been like just as a service industry person, yes, I do owe her a tip, but like really I don't. But
yeah.
So I like by law I don't owe anything, but I'm like no. I have to tip her, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, let me figure out how to do this. And this drunk guy just yells, just pay your fucking tab, bro.
Oh.
And I was just like,
oh, God.
And I was fucked up, too. So like I said, I was drunk. So I was just like, and I'm just like, okay. I tipped the thing, and I just walked up to him, got real close, and like, are you giving me shit about trying to pay for a free fucking bill, dude?
Yeah.
And he responds, you don't know what I'm going through right now, man.
Oh, no.
I was so caught off guard. I was just like, I'm sorry, and I hugged him. And I was just like, I don't know, that shit was weird. But I remember like I left. I was talking to JamalRahal, and I was like, Will Loden's house is right there. Let me walk there. And I was like halfway there. And I'm like, I'm gonna walk back. If he's there, Jamal's getting into a public fight, and he wasn't. So I was like, JamalRahal, drive me 2 blocks because I think I might get picked up on the way there. You know what I mean? But like, yeah. So like that was as close as I could get. But I like how it's at Liberty.
Oh yeah, dude, that's justified. But also, I'm stealing that guy's line. If I'm ever in like a public confrontation, it gets to that point, I'm just gonna be like, you don't know what I'm going through.
Swear to God, because it diffused me, and I was like, hold on, man.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Damn near.
But also, fuck that guy, because it's not like you were picking on him. Like he brought that upon himself.
It was so weird. You know what's
dickhead.
extra annoying was that evidently that's one of her regulars. So she was like, I get that, but it's just like, stop yelling at my regulars if you want to keep hosting this. And I'm just like, look,
fuck you. I'm one of your regulars. I bring the regulars.
You know, it was just like this. I'm like, all right. She could have just said, fuck off. You can't do this anymore.
Yeah, but she chose a side.
No, but she could have just told me that. Like, you can't do this anymore. But she was like, hey, I'm going to give you a chance. And even, doesn't matter if it's wrong or not, but it was just like, I think I just appreciate someone being like, hey, you got one more. And I was just like, all right. Because also the first time I did drink, the first time I did host, I was drinking or whatever, and like perfect night otherwise. Except one dude, this open micer dude, I've talked about it before, but not as clear now that I'm here. But like, what is it? Somebody who just brand new person who literally is the second time I've ever met this person in public, and just started comedy, and like we're Facebook friendly, but like they thought, oh, can I like bump on? And I was just like trying to be nice about like, look, no. She's like, when am I going up? And I'm just like, whenever like these people are done, like, you know what I mean? There's like, and blah blah blah, and then like this dude just like hears, oh, somebody's attacking him for this. Now it's my turn. He's like, yeah, what's the point? What's the point of the list? And like, what's the point of the fucking list if you're not going in order? He came at me too hot, and I was already like frustrated dealing with someone. So I will admit that I was wrong with how he came at me hot. I shouldn't have matched his energy. That was my mistake, but I'm still justified because I was like, first off, you have to be fucking funny and And like, I was just so pissed off. I was so ghetto. I was just like, first off, you gotta be fucking funny and watch the way you talk to me before you talk to me like that, bitch. And he's just, I'll talk to you way anyway. I'm some old white guy. And I realized if you were a fucking 40-ish-year-old man getting mad at 20-year-olds for not letting them into your fucking comedy thing, you're at the wrong place, buddy.
Yeah.
This is, it's like that thing where it's like, comedy ain't my therapy, comedy ain't this, but it's just like, bro, this isn't just like a fun hobby I'm gonna do on Sunday. Like, I'm staking my existence on this. I dropped out of community college.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Hey, but in his defense, we don't know what that guy was going through.
Swear to God, you're right, bro.
No, I'm fucking with you. Fuck that guy.
No,
Oh
and then
my
like
God.
everyone's just like, I tell the people who they are, and they're like, most people are like, who?
Yeah.
And then like newer people are like, oh yeah, that guy, fuck that guy. But it's just weird. No, and so she was like,
You can tell, like, whenever people come into the scene, you can tell who's going to be a problem.
and it's just like, it's like this, bro. Like when I first started, I was probably I was friendly and like I was too familiar. But when I got checked, I was like, I didn't get checked like hard. When I got checked, I was like, okay. And it wasn't even like
What
a bad
happened to
thing. I can't even like put like a it wasn't even a distinct time. There was just a moment when I think I was just a little too friendly. You know what I mean? Not like extra annoying, but I think I was just a little bit too friendly. And I just realized I just started this, and like I'm not going to be like, let me get good at this. And blah, blah. I just realized I'm just like, these guys aren't your friends.
Yeah.
They're here trying to work on their shit, and like, dude, you're not funny. You're not funny yet. Like, just try harder. And then out of nowhere, I just kind of like just got out of my head. Like, well, it's like, my friends think I'm funny, so I'm gonna just go up there and be funny. Like, the first thing I said, yeah, that was great, right? And they're like, no, you have more self-awareness. That wasn't good. And I'm like, okay, cool. No, but it's just like, and I didn't like, everybody's against me. Like, I was just like, okay, they're right. And then out of nowhere, I just kept going. I used to go with like a group of friends, and then like who were also comics, and now we all just do our own thing. But I used to go by myself all the time. Just kept my nose down. Out of nowhere, somebody was like, hey, he's funny. Let's add him to that group chat.
That's the way to do it, man.
And and like, I'm glad. I mean, like, I am not above, hey, make the mistake, just fucking learn from it, bro. I'm not afraid to say, like, I used to be that guy, but I learned, like, kind of right away.
Yeah, bro. That's like the people who just come in and keep their nose down and just like, look, I got to get good at it first. That takes a degree of self-awareness, and I feel like self-awareness is like the biggest ingredient for being funny on stage.
And I think that's what it was for me, was that I guess I was just, I think your phone's ringing. Never mind, I hung up. But it's like,
That's fine.
okay. So it's like, so it's like, it's kind of like this. Like, I was always the funniest person amongst my friends, blah, 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 blah. So I just, in my reality, in my bubble, I was super funny. But then when I go out there with people actually not just being in the moment, being dumb, blah, blah. It's like two friends recording a podcast. What are y'all talking about type shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, so it was kind of like, it was not reality shattering, but it was kind of like my perception did have to change. I mean, to be self-aware, you got to change the way you look at shit. So it's just like, yeah, I had to like, I was like, oh, this isn't home base. My mom thinks I'm cute. Other people don't think I'm cute. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like that type shit. So it's just like, I had to learn, I had to pivot that. So it was kind of like is growing pain, like as accurate as that phrase could be, that will be the most accurate growing pains could ever be. Because I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm annoying. I'm dumb. Like I need to get better, and like I need to be a better writer. Some people are like, you just sound mean up there. You're not clever. Like I'm like, okay, I'll work on that. And so and then I know where people are just like, do you want to hang out? And I'm like, yeah. And even then, and also like it was like the lessons, because I'm 26, my brother's 36, so everyone's kind of like that similar age difference in me. So
are you like, the youngest or are you the middle?
I'm the middle.
Okay.
But my sister's a year younger, and she like whenever like people meet us both, they're like, she's more mature, so she's the older one, right? I'm like, no, she's younger.
Sure, yeah. My sister's like 7 years younger than me, but maturity wise, we're probably about the same.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Yeah, but I always felt like comedy is like it's almost like another language. You know what I mean? Like it's a language, and then you have to figure out you have to learn that language so you can translate what you think is funny through comedy, and then the audience will like understand what you're talking about, It's like going to a new school. A lot of people compare it to like high school or blah blah blah, but it's like going to a new school and you're like, I was the popular kid at my old school. It's like, well, you're at this new school, dude. No one knows who the fuck you are. Like that just hit me. So I'm like, hell yeah, there's that weed pen at it, dog. Let me tell you. Bring me back to high school.
That dude was cool, man. It's like for me to, even joking, I was like, man, I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 20. And like for high school to be the best, damn, how much of a loser am I at 20?
You didn't lose your virginity till you're 20?
Yeah, 20.
I was late too. I was later. I was like, well, also I'm like 5'5". So so you can subtract 3 years.
I remember like we were like, okay, like we don't know anything about each other. We got to write roasts about each other. First thing you were like, I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 20 something. I was like, well, me too. We just found each other late more than anything.
yeah. Because I used to that used to be my shtick on stage. Like after a year or two, I had this long bit about being a virgin still and being in my 20s. And then, and then I started having sex, and then, which was cool. But I was like, God, that was a good bit. I lost my
material.
Yeah. It's like, oh man. Joffer one time said something about that. It was like, you guys remember whenever Victor was like a teenage virgin prodigy? Now he's just a regular guy.
Man, you took that dive, dude. Yeah. What some pussy will do to a poor man. Let me tell you.
I'll tell you this, it wasn't worth it.
Bro.
I miss being special.
I know, right? I miss being abnormal in the best of ways. Oh my God. It's like all my family who don't live here at the moment, they're like, hey man, you stay home, stay safe tonight. And I'm like, how y'all know I'm already drunk? Like, I ain't driving nowhere. I don't want no DWI again.
Yeah, man. When'd you get your DWI?
Man, dude. So it was like this. Like I just started comedy like fucking fully. Like I'm like, okay, I will start my point here type thing. Like, you know what I mean? It was 2017. Right. And I was just having like my self-awareness thing, and I was just like, all right. So it's like I kind of found like a direction to go. And then like I was working as a bartender at a movie theater, and there was like, I think it was Spider-Man Homecoming or something like that. So it was like I made bank, and then I had after that weekend I had 4 days off, so I made a lot of bank.
It's crazy really that you made bank being a bartender for a children's movie.
I know, right? It's let's be real. I got Spider-Man everything in here somewhere. So
I love Spider-Man.
That shit ain't for kids. Okay, you know what I mean? But exactly. No, if anything, it's like I had to take my dumbass kid to this. Let's get 4 doubles.
Oh yeah, that's
you know
true.
What I mean? Type shit. And then like, but man, dude, I went to the bar like right across the parking lot. My drummer of my band was there, like just showed up at my job, and like, let's go to the bar next door and get fucked up. He leaves early. Should have left when he left. My manager, who I never hung out with, was at the bar. We closed the place down. Last thing I remember is the lights flicking up, and then the cop knocking on my window, being like, "Open the door."
Oh,
and then like there's a tree somewhere. I remember like I was driving around with Grady, and I was like, "You see that plant right there?" He's like, "Yeah, there used to be a tree. I chopped that down with my car." And then so that was 2017, and it was like for me, it was just like, okay, I just figured out how to make people not hate me and be funny, and I have this whole case thing on me. So it was pending, and then 2018 was a fucking solid year for me because it was like a year into comedy. And then I was doing like some like shows regularly, and then I was doing a lot of music shows regularly. So it'd be like, oh, Thursday, catch me here doing comedy. Friday, catch me here doing music. Sunday, I'm doing this thing. You know what I mean? So it was
That's
like,
cool.
It was the best year ever. And then September-ish, just dropped off my guitar player. I think I had to do Gay Shame like 2 days or a day after. Just drop off my guitar player. I'm hammered. I'm drinking a flask. I deserve it. But like, you know, I'm like, I need McDonald's. Drive past the entrance to my neighborhood twice to go to this stupid McDonald's, and like I'm looking down at my phone at this like left red light turn or whatever, and it's like it turns green. I miss it. I try to make that yellow. I missed it. Get pulled over. I'm fucked up.
Oh man!
So before I could even get processed for my first one,
I got
another one. So like the deal was when my lawyer was like, "Hey, bro, let's do this thing where we just like, if you pass probation, we'll knock off one." So I have one.
Those are so funny lawyer stories where the lawyer's like, listen, I don't know how good you think I am, but I'm not that fucking good.
It was like, dude, we was crushing it until you got that other one. God damn it. It's like, stop killing people,
We were supposed
Ted.
to be a team.
Where were you back there, man?
You know what I found is like when I'm drunk driving, I do text more. Maybe the process
I got
is
shit to
just
say.
like, yeah, it's just like
Hold on, I gotta let my dog in.
Oh, go ahead. Actually, while you do that, I'm gonna check my phone and see who's calling. Oh shit.
Welcome, Ginger. Have a seat.
Sorry.
You good? I'm over here making you deal with my children and stuff.
Oh yeah. Your dog's name's Ginger.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about how shredded that dog is.
Dog.
Yeah.
You know what? I was talking to
That dog is so muscular. Like, I get why white girls make out with dogs.
That is hilarious. I was talking to Palermo because I saw his dog once when it was a puppy, and I was like, "How is she now?" And it's like, "Oh, dude, it's like she's real cute, real sweet, but she's real aggressive." I'm like, "Yeah, no, she's the same way because like her bark, like she has a cute face, but then her bark is, and you're like, oh fuck, okay,
Yeah,
she's scary."
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's hard to have pretty aggressive.
Yeah, when I walked in here, she has like real friendly aura, but then she jumped like 4 feet in the air.
Just to kiss you right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Oh man, I lost it. I'm drunk.
Oh, we were talking about DUIs. You know what's weird is like I bet that's why bars like cut like people off. They cut patrons off.
That's exactly why.
Well, I think they're afraid of DUIs not because their patrons are going to get hurt, but it's because as soon as they get their DUIs, their patrons are going to get sober.
It falls right back onto them, and then wow. Actually, no. Holy shit.
They're going to get sober. They're going to stop going to that bar.
That is true. Honestly, most people, bro, lately, I don't know what it is, just because it's the beginning of the year still, I've been seeing a lot of, like, random people on Facebook. You know, I just add, like, any person with more than 100 mutual friends or whatever. Some people are like, hey, I saw somebody just share, this is my mug shot from 2017. Now I'm super sober. And I'm like, thank God I'm not that guy. Because I just realized, just don't be I think I was talking to Grady about it. I was like, it's kind of like in anything you do. Social settings, what is it? Just like just doing anything. Don't be a dick while driving, even just sober. Like you're just like, look at that dude just being a dick on the road. Don't be a dick when you're drinking.
Yeah, that's not my instinct. Like my instinct is not to be a dick. Like to my core, my first response is always just to be like, let's just be cool.
Right.
It takes more energy. I think some people are the opposite. Like it takes me more energy to be an asshole than it does just to be like whatever.
Yeah, it's like
but other people have to actively not be an asshole.
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but it comes down to that basic like takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Yeah,
and maybe some people who are assholes all the time have to try not to be. They just got some shit to work out. Okay, let's be real.
It's got to be like a biological thing.
You know what's weird is like some people
just like high blood pressure.
Some people are like, you know what, Jamal, you're really nice when I talk to you, and I'm just like, man. A lot of people would disagree with you. That bartender doesn't think so. Like, you know what I mean?
I have that too. Like half the people are like, Victor's an asshole, and the other half are like, oh, Victor's like one of the nicest.
So you just don't know him, dude. Like, it just sounds like you're the dick. Like, and that's the same exact thing. I even had put a to promote the podcast. Whatever. I had a clip when I did one solo, and I was just like, it doesn't matter what I do. Some people think I'm a pushover and I need to stand up for myself. Some people think I'm rude, and I'm like, which is it? And this is exactly how I did it. I was just like, I mean, what am I supposed to do when everything I do pisses people off? Am I just supposed to kill myself? Like, you know what I mean?
Kill yourself sound effect.
But yeah, so no, I think that's just more of the problem of just trying to like, I'm just going to be friendly. I don't have to be friends with everyone kind of problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people get mad at that. I think some people are like, hey man, I think you're cool and I want to like trying to chill with you. I'm like, no, you're weird. I smoke weed too, bro. We should smoke sometime. No.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Especially like I already have my friends like before I went into comedy. I don't need like any more strong relationships.
Yeah.
Everybody, you guys are all my coworkers. We're acquaintances.
Exactly.
But we're not going to happy hour together.
Bro, yeah. It was like a few, not this past birthday, but last year I was at a bar for my birthday, and it happened to be a Monday. So I was at Cecil's, and then like I said hi to our compatriots, whatever. And they're like, hey, have a seat with us. I'm like, oh, my non-comedy friends are here for my birthday, and they're like, you got those? I'm like, yeah. Oh. You got those? You think you're better than us? I'm like, no, but yes.
Yeah, it does make me better than you.
Yeah, 'cause it lets me know. I'm like, also I think that's important. To be like, I mean, you have to like, how can you like be funny and be like, you can't have like, you can't be introspective and retrospective about life if you only have that one world of comedy. You got to be like, what is there to relate to anymore? Because
people outside of comedy, that's what keeps you grounded and like relatable. You know,
what is there?
That's why I still live with my parents.
Me too.
Is to be grounded and relatable.
Exactly. There's nothing.
I mean, grounded because I'm literally grounded.
They don't know I'm here.
I got a DUI.
When does this come out?
But yeah, I think about that a lot. Is like I feel fortunate to have friends on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah. Man, it is crazy. Like my guitar player, he's one of those dudes that like hypes me up too much. He's like, oh yeah, like he calls me by my nickname, which is just Maul instead of Jamal. He's like, man, Maul.
Cool.
So y'all know Maul, man. Maul's real funny, and they're like, he's all right. He's cool, but he's not that damn funny. And it's like, hold on, man. It's a different world out here, man. These are the cool kids. Be cool, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's like if you went to prison and you had a guy go, Jamal's the baddest dude in here. It's like, hey,
yo,
I don't need a target on my back.
Hey, bro, he'll beat the fuck out of anybody here, bro. Hide your asses. Jamal's around. It's like, bro, you gotta stop this.
Stop saying that. Stop saying that specifically.
Oh God, what is it? Camera just stopped. This will be a good moment just to stop real quick, and then we'll just start another segment real quick.
Okay.
We got it.
I think we're synced.
What is it? You know what's funny is I didn't. Hold on. I guess. God. Just to let you know, you're not alone on how stupid those headphones are.
I'm glad.
But they look cool.
It made me feel real dumb.
So like I was aware of. Okay, I'm drunk now. I'm sorry. I haven't eaten anything. But I've been awake for like 2 hours. It's like
before
7
the
p.m.
podcast, before we started recording, Jamal goes, "Dude, I'm exhausted. I haven't stopped moving since I woke up." And I was like, "Did you wake up like 2 hours ago?" I had a full-on work day, motherfucker. I had to drive through a storm to get here.
I know, that's real commendable of you to think about it. Hey, support the efforts of Victor Tran here, goddamn. He almost died for this. He might die on the way back. I might go to Avant. I might die there.
I think I'm gonna go to Avant.
Bet we'll die there.
Yeah.
But okay, so like I was weird. I used to like use my Twitter a lot. The way we use our like Facebooks now, I used to use my Twitter like that when I was younger. And like this was
just like shit posts and like
shit posts and like and people would actually like interact and like one of the producers of the show The Boondocks follows me.
Whoa.
The voice actor who does the voice of American Woman Siri follows me.
Wow.
Some famous people follow me. So like and I only have like 400 followers. You know what I mean? So it's just like somehow, some way, like my Twitter was very fun.
Yeah.
And randomly, so I had this thought. This years ago, damn near 5 years ago, 6 years ago maybe, and like I was like at a gas pump, and I'm pumping my gas, and there's a little sign that says like oh, turn off your phone while you do this, and then the TV starts playing in the gas pump, and then I'm like, man, I'm not a comedian yet, never thought about it. I'm just like, that'd be funny as a tweet or something, and someone somehow, some way, just retweets one of your things, and it's like way better. It's just like hey, don't have your phone out by the gas pump, the TV screen in my gas pump says something dumb like that.
I remember that.
I just remember being like, see, I knew that was a good idea. This guy gets it. Victor Tran, who the fuck? And then, that was like fucking years ago, and it's like I think someone like who I went to high school with shared it because like. There was like a show at like HCC Stafford or like somewhere around there where it was like all like kind of like, hey, Asian Appreciation Cultural Show, whatever. And I think you were on it.
Oh yeah, I remember
so I think
that.
someone I knew shared that, and I saw your name or something, and then like
I remember. Oh my god, yeah, that was like a big.
That's right next to the HCC Stafford is where I dropped out, by the way. But
okay, yeah, that was like a. So they had this organization called Collaboration, which is like this big Asian artist group, whatever.
Is it a pun like collaboration?
Maybe I don't know. They weren't.
That.
They weren't great. Oh my god!
They probably don't exist.
So they booked like the theater at that school, and I fucking ate a dick.
Really?
And it was one of those bombs where like. It wasn't like a hell gig where you're gonna walk in and it's like, there's no way I'm gonna do it. Like I thought I was gonna murder.
Really?
And then I went out there, it's nothing. Everybody's like, is this the future of Asian like entertainment? Because this guy's he's a bad person.
Are you still a virgin at this time?
If I wasn't, I deserve to be. And so I got off stage, and then Son was also on the show. I was like, good luck, buddy. They don't like comedy. And then Son went out there and murdered. I was like, oh Jesus,
it's just me.
I felt so terrible.
Oh man.
So yeah, I remember that. So. Hey, I won the tweet battle, but you won the war.
Right. If it makes you feel any better, you won the roast battle. Okay, you son of a bitch. Yeah. No, but it's funny. I don't know if it's probably like hard to remember, but like I think the reason why like I saw any of that was because like my friend was on it, like some girl I went to high school with, who's like it's like just like a great like just one of those acoustic guitar singers and blah blah blah. Kathleen Wynn.
Oh my god, I have a huge crush on her.
Yeah, so I went to high school with her. She's the best. Like,
Yeah. I remember we graduated because we went to U of H together. And we graduated on the same. Never mind. I can't tell the story.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, just long story short, we graduated same class high school. We went to school together. That's how I know her.
Yeah. She's phenomenal.
She's amazing. Like honestly, like it's like because you see people just like share shit and like it's like I'm glad Vine's dead, but TikTok is bringing it back. But it's just like there used to be like this movement of just like white chicks just all singing the same. That weird fake breathy thing.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to sound like everybody. And then like she was just like first thing she's not white. That works immediately. No, but like just a solely like unique like because I'm like music. It's even like a topic of discussion. It's like when are we gonna run out of music that's possible to play? So it's like how much different could like a girl singing with an acoustic guitar, let alone some douched guy at a party, be different? Why is this any different? It's just there's just something different with Kathleen. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to cut this and send it to her.
Absolutely. I'd be like, hey Kathleen, I'm still thinking about you. We still homies. Hey, go Cougs.
Yeah, I still think about you too. I think she's engaged and like I make an effort not to like any picture that motherfucker's in.
Right.
Like Beyonce's in, that's a no for me, dog.
Nah, bro, I would have just gone ham about it. So every time she's like, okay, he's me and my mans, it's like, nah, I'm your man.
Yeah.
Oh, Victor Tran liked your post? Like, still thinking about you. Ain't nothing
I think I've talked to her
me.
like twice.
Well, we'll see how we feel about this clip sober. But yeah, so I just think it's crazy. I mean, Houston isn't all cities, but like just Houston isn't as big as people think it is, especially when you're like in the same vein of just shit of just like okay, well, entertainment, like you know what I mean, just like being performative. So I just thought that was just fucking wild. That it's like I just knew you from a tweet.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. And I was just like, man, I had that idea, and then you beat me in a roast battle. And I was like, man, he's still overdoing me. Fuck this guy. Come on, man. I never fought anyone at Rudyard's. You know, I ran away from my fight. God damn. How do I get on your level?
You just gotta find him when you're sitting and then just blast him in the face. That's what I did.
Hell yeah. Some people call it cheap. I call it that's just good accounts.
Oh
baby.
yeah, man. All of the fights that I've been in, the guy was sitting.
But you know what? Honestly, when it comes down to fighting, so did you ever play that game? 'Cause whenever you like messaged me, when you called me out on my like, man, once I get the will to live, I'm gonna do a podcast later, and you're like, you better hurry up and do that. I saw like our last conversation, and we were talking about Ghost of Tsushima, and like the whole point of that game is just like, hey, bro, I'm not gonna do the way of the samurai anymore. I'm gonna be dirty.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck the way of the samurai. I mean, like, fuck the honorable way. It's like at the end of the day, we just trying to win, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, let's just take that shit outside. You want to be I'm like, no, bro, I'll throw a beer bottle at you. I'll hit you with a chair. Like, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? Fuck honor.
No joke. That's what my dad told me to do.
That's a smart man.
Yeah. He's just like, hit him first. Hit him when they're not expecting it. Like, that's what I was taught to do. And I'm going to teach that to my brother. I'm going to teach that to my kids.
I mean, it's survival. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what? Like, at least I died honorable. Bro, whatever, dude. I can bury you in history.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell your story wrong.
Yeah, dude. Honor is for people who are above 5'8". All right? I'm 5'6", with my chest out. I'm not fucking... There's no room for honor here.
I don't know, man. This is a tough question to ask you because you'd probably be like, yeah, I'd rather be the other one stupid. But it's like, okay, so I'm angry at life because I'm 5'11".
Okay.
God could not make me 6'1". Would you rather be
almost there?
Would you rather be almost there or just like I'm chilling where I am because I'm great now, not almost there?
Obviously, I wish I was taller. Like if I could be 5'11", great.
Right.
But to be honest, I've been small like my whole life. I'm not like one of those guys that was like, I was average and then I just stopped growing. Like I've always been small. So like I got over that like way earlier.
That's
so
cool.
so like, being a short guy, like honest to God doesn't bother me. Like,
Right.
people like they'll come at me with like jokes about it, like they're affecting me. It's like, yeah, I've coped with this as a kid.
With the most boring, obvious things, it is just kind of like, come on, man, what else?
Yeah, it's almost like, oh, what are you good at math? It's like, oh, good one.
Honestly, bro, you're so cool. I forget you're Asian.
I
thought that earlier.
That might be the best compliment that
I thought
could
that
receive.
earlier, and I was like, I got to squeeze that in without being racist. You know what I mean? This is the first we've even talked about it.
I really appreciate that. I don't even know what you are, so.
Bro,
You're like three different things, right?
No, I'm two. My favorite thing is that like, people are like, "You're Lebanese? I thought you were Mexican." I'm like, "I'm both."
Oh yeah.
Aren't you Asian Mexican? At least half.
Sort of, yeah. I'm half Filipino, half Vietnamese.
I think Filipinos. That's
like the Mexicans.
That's the Asian Mexicans.
It is.
So yeah, I assumed.
Same colonizers.
I assumed. I was like, yeah. I think I've heard him say Vietnamese and Filipino, but that's just like that's some shit. I do not want to get wrong. Like, you know what I mean? That's why when people ask me, like, whenever I ask people, it's like, how do you say your name? And they're just like, no, it's okay. And it's like, no. I've been called JamalRahal, or I'm like, hey, Rahal sounds like Jamal, and they're like, gotcha, JamalRahal, y'all, and I'm like, so like I've people are like, oh, I thought you were white, Jamal, and I'm just like, you know, I've gotten that too much. Where I'm like, I'm just gonna try my best not to do that to other people.
Well, what's dumb is like our names are spelled phonetically, so it's like, I don't understand why they would get
it is Victor Tran. It's like, you know, like
Jamal Rahal, yeah.
Like Win starts with an NG, but I think even culture is just like once you're around like just the Vietnamese culture, like you're just like, yeah, that's a W.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know. Like Vietnamese people are in like 3 parts of the country, like here, L.A. and New York. Basically, anywhere there's a good stand-up scene, that's where the
Swear
Vietnamese
to God.
are.
No, you know what's crazy? It's because like what is it? We're right by the Asian the Asian because like it's still called it's still called Chinatown for some reason. But I'm like the fucking road signs also have Vietnamese because they use American character or not American but like English characters.
Oh, like around like Bel Air area. Yeah.
But it's like still you like look at it. Sometimes some maps are like Chinatown. I'm like, you're not in the right place. This is not Chinatown, dude.
Right. Yeah.
There's too many pho places for that shit. I know what banh mi is. Like, you know what I mean? This isn't Chinatown.
Oh man, I was thinking like I'm Vietnamese, Filipino, and in my mind that's like mixed because even though you know they're both Asian, it's like
no, it's definitely
my parents they speak different languages. They have like wildly different cultures.
It's mixed.
I mean, they look different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's like what's funny is like I have no community because like if I tell I don't fit in with like like Americans, like white or black people because I'm not white or black. I don't fit in with like straight up Asians, like Vietnamese or even straight Filipino people because I'm not 100% of either.
No, and I think
then
like,
I also don't fit in with mixed people because they don't believe I'm mixed. They're like, oh, Asian's Asian.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Well, it's fucked up. Like mixed people should know more than anybody that like, oh no, there's 2 different things. All right.
Yeah.
It's like this. Like sometimes. If like I'm in a group with like Enrique Chacon and I'm like, yeah, I'm just here with a bunch of Mexicans, I'll even stop and be like, hey, nah, bro, my bad. You Salvadorian. I know that like that's a
right.
Because like that shit matters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, ain't you Iranian? I'm like, I'm Lebanese. It's a completely different thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that. I don't know. I just it's funny how you're like, yeah, when you're in America, it's just weird to fit in because you're not white or black. And it's like in America, at least, it's very white or black. Like, you know what I mean? As far as like culture, it's like if a Hispanic person is in a show, he's the janitor. You're gonna be great at math, no matter what. You're just like a dude who's like, we got to get Victor some ass. Like he's not, and he's got to get out of his shell. You know what I mean? And then like and then an Arab guy is just like, oh, this is the episode we comment on terrorism. Like, you know what I mean? And like those are the archetypes like our cultures get. So that's why I'm real big on the like, oh yeah, shit's black or white here.
Did you watch Rami?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a show on Hulu. It's really good because it sort of delves into that because it's about this guy. I think he's Egyptian, and then like he struggles like with his upbringing and his faith and stuff like that. Basically, he's a Muslim guy, but it's not like it's not a show of like, oh, like look how Muslims live. It's like here's a Muslim who's kind of a piece of shit. You know, it adds like depth to like.
Yes.
It
adds the
almost
gray,
like a stereotype.
So it's like a stereotype is just like the black and white, and just like that is throwing the gray into the stereotype to make it less of a stereotype,
which I really like because it's humanizing.
Exactly. No, I like just shit that's just like so. It's like this. It's like, do you need an all Asian production of something? Do you need all, or do you just like? Can I just like have the guy just like show up and be cool and like not comment? You ever watch Friday the 13th, the remake? Aaron Yu. His character is like lauded, like when the reviews for that movie, like Aaron Yu's the best. Not once are they like, hey, it's the Asian guy who's just this. He's just the cool stoner guy. Because I just rewatched it. That's why it popped into my head because I just rewatched it. But it was just like
Aaron Yu. I feel like
he's the cool guy with like, he has like long hair. He's in like random things. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really. The only movie I remember him in is the Friday the 13th remake because I just love those.
Was he in Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf?
Is
that the guy?
The guy who makes the Twinkie Tower, that might be him. I swear to God.
Maybe, right? Yeah,
Swear
because
to God.
there was a while when he was in everything.
Yeah, and then like honestly, Friday the 13th remake and Disturbia, that timeline adds up. But I don't know, but it's like just like that thing of like you're saying, just like humanizing, and it's just like I'm not. It's kind of like how Asian women say like I'm not your fetish.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like, dude, the fuck, like my presence shouldn't be like this is changing shit up because it's different. Like, no, I'm a person still.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? This doesn't make anything different. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, I think about that a lot. I watched that movie Malcolm and Marie on Netflix last night,
I haven't
and
seen
then
that.
like one of the themes, the guy's like he's like a movie maker, he's like a filmmaker, the main character.
He is in Disturbia. I'm sorry, I was just looked
He
that
is?
up. Yes,
That's the guy. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I know what you're talking about then.
Okay, so
Yeah, like the main character is like a filmmaker and he's black, and they basically talk about how he knows whenever the reviews for his film comes out, it's gonna be about identity, you know, and it's gonna be like, oh, this is a message about being black in America, and you know, this is his point as a black male, yada yada yada, and then he's like, no, this is just a movie that was made by a black guy.
yeah,
With black characters, you know what I mean? It's a movie about a person,
Yes.
not about fucking. It's not a statement on race or whatever.
yeah,
It's not.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
a statement on identity, and that's frustrating. As like you know, somebody who's not white, it's like everything that we do is always going to be tied to what white people's perception of our identity is. You know what I mean? It's like that's gross. Like we can't just make something to make it.
Yeah.
It's got to be a
You know,
statement about.
There's an option on my Facebook page for like my comedy page to be like, is this ethnic owned? And I'm just
Really?
like, yeah. I put African, but you know what I mean? I'm trying to make some money.
What?
But no, but like there is that option. I was like, well, fuck it. No, and then it asked me, it's harder because like, I mean, they're not going to put every Asian nation on there. They're going to just be like Asian, right?
Asian, yeah.
So for me, it's like a Latino or other, and then doesn't say Middle Eastern. And then it's like, and it just says non-Hispanic, and I'm just like, I need to click 2, like, you know what I mean?
And it doesn't let you?
It doesn't let me. And it's like, and I did the, my sister, who's like, same parents, everything, did the thing, and like, our just blood is just like half. damn near. It's like 40 Arab, like 30 like native like Mexican, like, you know what I mean? And then like 10 Italian, 10 Portuguese, shit like that. You know what I mean? Which makes sense because it's like because we're Spanish. You know what I mean? So it's like Portuguese, Spanish. It all kind of like lines up. It's like the way I think about it. It's like a Portuguese guy smashed an Italian woman, and their kid colonized Mexico.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And then an Arab guy was doing something else. But you know what I mean? It was just
Those
like
DNA tests are weird if you're not white because it's like, all right, let's see who raped your ancestors.
absolutely. You know, it's funny.
You pay to find out.
I went to Lebanon, and I was like, oh my god, I love the architecture. Blah 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 blah. Like old enough to where I could remember the architecture. And then like we took some foreign exchange students in. We got really cool. One, he was like, hey, my grandparents have a house in like France, in Nice, France. I was like, cool. I went. And I was like, wow, this architecture looks a lot like the way it does in Beirut. And I found out like France is one of the places that like colonized Lebanon. I'm like, oh, that's what that looks like.
Oh,
That's like finding out like where Elvis learned rock and roll from. You're like, hey man, rock and roll school. Oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. I had my moment like that.
yeah. The French are motherfuckers, man. They put their fucking, you know, they put their hands on everything, dude.
French is a second language in Lebanon. My dad knows French, Spanish, Arabic, and English.
Oh, for real?
For real. Still can't know what them motherfuckers saying.
The French, they colonized Vietnam. That's why banh mi's are made in those baguettes.
Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of like crossover in their foods and
Isn't that
stuff,
shit crazy?
and their
Yeah.
languages too. Yeah.
Buongiorno. I don't know.
Buongiorno. Grazie.
He speaks third Italian. I don't speak any Italian. Exactly. Third best. Bro, what I love about that movie is like his face is like he always looks like he's in pain trying to talk just like I love Brad Pitt's
that is
the
a
best.
good ass movie.
For real. You know what's crazy is like I saw that. I think I was still in high school. I saw it with like my delinquent cousins, one of them who's in prison now. And that movie's mostly subtitles. And we saw that on a DVD just like, yeah, engaged. Like, you know what I mean? That intro scene is just so like, I'm like, all right, that's The Professional. I know that. I saw that movie, right? I think that's what it's called, right? The Professional. And it's like he's speaking French, and it's like,
yeah, that's the one with Natalie Portman, right?
Yes. Okay, so that guy, he's sitting there, bro. That part, I don't know why. That's my introduction to Christoph Waltz, but that fucking
I think
part,
that was everybody's.
I swear to God, yeah. So, and it's just like that point is like, I'm gonna switch to English now. He's speaking in French, and it switches, and you're just like, fuck. It's almost like it's almost like you're taking like a gasp of air, and as soon as they switch to English, like you actually are like, oh shit.
It's like jarring.
It's because it's like also like situationally. Them under there don't know what he's saying anymore. So it's like a lot just changed in that little switch. And they're like, Quentin Tarantino was like, I thought I cast the most impossible role. I don't know anyone who can speak German, Italian, French, and English. And Christoph Waltz is like, right here, boss. Like, you know what I mean?
Or your dad.
No, I know, right? Swear to God. And it's like, I love a good watch back to back is Inglourious Bastards and then fucking Django.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I did that very recently. And I was like, God damn it, these movies are awesome.
I know Quentin Tarantino is like the modern, like, I don't know, they're like machismo films, you know, like it's sort of like the modern Godfather, but they're fucking good movies.
Excuse us for liking good movies. It's like getting mad at people where it's like, oh, you think Forrest Gump's a good movie? You're just normal sheep. You're just a douche. It's like, this shit won awards. This shit holds up still. Shit is the way it is. Some things are fucking revered for being cool for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that movie Avatar sucks, but those effects are cool. Like, you know, it's like that. You know, so it's just like
I didn't know who Quentin Tarantino was whenever I saw Django Unchained. And it blew my fucking mind.
Have you seen any of his movies in theaters?
I saw Django Unchained.
That was your first?
That was my first one.
My first was Hateful Eight. That's my favorite.
I saw Hateful Eight. Yeah, after Django Unchained, I saw all of them in theaters.
Same.
I didn't enjoy the last one as much. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think that's a good one-time watch. I haven't watched it again, but I bet if I watched it again, I wouldn't like it because like there's this YouTube channel called Cinema Sins where they'll kind of show clips, and it's just like, dude, there's just a lot of meandering driving in this fucking movie.
Yeah,
and
it was like very like.
So I don't know. I think you have to be like in the mood for something like that. Because like Bill Burr was like, oh, people say it's just like, oh, it's just nothing and looking at the old stuff. I love it. I'm like, okay, you know.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, and I'm like.
That's not what I went to go see Quentin Tarantino for. I wanted to see people get fucked up.
And I heard someone say, it's like, they're like in their mid-30s, and they were like, I remember like when I was young and there being like a Brady Bunch movie and all of us being like, who the fuck cares? It's pushing the nostalgia of the past generation on the current generation, and like, why? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like very masturbatory.
And I think, and the reason why, and this is another thing I heard was like, it made a lot of sense to me, was like, the reason why Once Upon a Time doesn't work as good as Inglourious Bastards is because no matter what, we won World War II, Hitler did die. It doesn't matter how we say we got there because the outcome is still the same. That actress was still murdered.
Yeah.
You know, so that did nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can't, you know, it's not as like hard hitting. Like, you know what I mean?
That's interesting.
And also, I thought her parts were the most boring part of the movie.
Yeah, it completely took me out of it. And I didn't even fucking know who that actress, like the
Margot Robbie?
No, Margot Robbie, like the Sharon Tate.
You didn't know that?
I mean, like, I kind of knew, but it was like, I did not give a fuck.
I love true crime, and I love like murder stuff, so that's the only reason why I know that. No one remembers her. Like, remember the great actress? No, the great actress that was murdered by Charles Manson's gang.
Was she a great actress?
I don't know, bro. It's the fucking 70s. No one was a great actor.
Yeah, because she seemed like shit whenever Margot Robbie was playing her. Like, they made her look real bad.
And I just thought, you know, okay, so what pisses me off about Margot Robbie is that she's an amazing fucking actor, dude. She's great.
In I, Tonya, she's
I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude, that's probably her greatest film.
I gotta check that out. Because what sucks is she tries to do these like I don't know, like so when she was Harley Quinn, she kept switching between accents, and I'm just like, dude, like, you're meant to be something else. Like, you can't. And then when she was in Once Upon a Time, she's like, hi, you know, I'm Sharon, you know, I'm here to watch the movie I'm in, you know, I'm Sharon the Klutz. And I'm like, you seem like a theater kid doing a part, not like an actress like diving into a role. Like, you know, like, you know, dude, what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And that's what it felt like. Fucking what are their names? Everyone on the ranch, what is it? Everyone else for the most part just seemed like, these guys, I believe their characters. Like, I believe Rick Dalton. My favorite, I'm sorry, but that movie did have one of my favorite lines of all time. Come on, man. Come on. Don't cry in front of the Mexicans. That's one of my, you know, and so I just need to watch that again.
I did enjoy I did enjoy that Brad Pitt's character was just Scotty Peterson.
You know what pissed me off was like Greg Haney was like, why is everyone saying that it's Scotty? Okay, it's not Scotty. I'm like, did you watch the ending? And he's like, no. And I'm like, watch the ending and you'll get it, because that part where like the acid kicks in, he's like, whoa.
Yes, yeah, dude, it was uncanny.
It was a little crazy, and it's like
am I on acid?
And it's like if he wasn't shirtless and just in a crop top, you're like, that's Scotty.
Yeah. He's doing manual labor, like. Yeah, man, that's a.
Can I help you, Gingy? But
yeah,
I love that movie. What is it? Did you think The Hateful Eight was boring? Because I hear a lot of people say that. I like it because it felt like a stage play, and I love watching.
I liked it. I liked stage plays. That's what Malcolm and Marie pretty much was. It was just like a stage play, and I don't mind like a lot of dialogue.
You big on
because I used to be a theater kid too.
Really, I did not
back
know that.
in like middle school.
You hide it well, but now the way you're dressed, I'm like, yeah, you didn't get that sense of style from being cool. Like,
oh, this is all this.
You learned that
this
from a
all
gay
happened
guy.
over the quarantine. I like everybody after the quarantine. Everybody started dressing like differently, just because I think everybody just forgot.
They forgot who I was. I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start wearing some
A
ridiculous.
lot of
shit.
people forgot I was gay. It was great, dude. I had a whole ass girlfriend and everything. Everyone was like, "Damn, Jamal, I didn't know you was like this."
Shit, I forgot I was gay.
Quarantine's great for all of us, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like theater in like middle school and high school. I did those UIL plays.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
won Best Actor in 7th grade for playing the devil.
Hell yeah.
And I think that made like an impression on like my self-esteem. I don't know.
I mean, no, dude. I mean, like, I had a thing where it was like, I asked my theater teachers, like, hey, how come you guys never cast me as a lead in any of these things? And they were like, because, bro, look at the lead guy. He's like a plain white guy. He's boring. Be the character. So I liked
They
being
told you
like-
that?
Yeah, no, but I liked being. Yeah, they did. It was a Mexican dude telling me this. It was my teacher was a Mexican guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was a real cool dude. But it was just like, but honestly, it was like, they're like, dude, I would like, and they made me realize I would rather play 3 different parts in the same thing as 3 different roles than the boring straight guy reacting to everything. And I realized that's what it was. You know what I mean? That's what hit me. No, but then I did get to do a rom-com play where it was just, the play was only just like, it was a student director play, but it was only 2 characters in it, the boy and the girl, and I was like kind of driving the thing, but they were like, hey, just kind of do your thing. It's basically like, if I like the way Paul Rudd got famous, they're like, hey, just be Paul Rudd. They were like, hey, just do your thing, do you, and they're just like, hell yeah, okay, cool, just be myself. So I could play a romantic lead if it was just like, just no, you're supposed to be weird, like just do that.
Okay,
but then, but as far as like I'm not the straight man, and I've proved that many times in a lot of ways. But you know what I mean? but you know, it was like, it's boring to be the guy like, everyone else is crazy around me. It's like, nah, dude. Like, because like, it's like, think about random movies. It's like, sometimes you'll remember like the characters that aren't the main one more. Like, I remember that one scene with this guy. Like, you know?
Yeah, what's that movie with Ben Stiller and Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Something about Mary?
Wasn't that one? But
Along Came Polly?
it was
Along
that
Came
one.
Polly?
Nobody remembers that movie. They remember Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a good example of that. That basketball scene.
I haven't seen it in a minute. That's a movie I need to rewatch.
Yeah.
What is it? Cable Guy. You ever see Cable Guy?
Was Jim Carrey not the main character in that?
He's like the title character, but it's like, would you have rather been Matthew Broderick or Jim Carrey?
Oh yeah, Jim
You know what
Carrey
I mean?
all day.
Because
Yeah.
like even yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like what role do you want to play in life? Do you want to be? Because Matthew Broderick, he hasn't been cool since he was a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how he got away with that. You know, being cool, blah blah blah. Oh, shower mohawk, this guy's wild, and like, because like, how did he ever get away with that?
He sort of
never
had
did
his
it
career
again.
just flipped in the middle of it. Because he was like the cool guy, and then he became the lame guy.
Yeah,
as he got
straight
older.
up. And then like, so it's like, I don't know, but some people being like straight men, like, it could be funny and good, but like, damn, no, Matthew Broderick. Rewatching that movie, he's good, but it's like, yeah, I'd rather be like the character actor, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Which
for
pisses
sure.
me off. A friend of mine brought up a good point. He was like, why the fuck is that called character acting? That's just called acting.
Right.
Because like, character acting is you're being the character that you put on as yourself. Like, hey, just do your thing. I'm like, okay, I'm playing me as a character then, not I'm gonna be something different.
Dude, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Or like Joffrey used to have a bit, I don't know if it stuck, but he used to do a bit about method acting, and it's like, yeah, that's not acting. Like if you just become the person in real life, that's not acting. You're just becoming the person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't feel like you're just insane at that point. Jesus.
Yeah. I think Robert Downey Jr., I listened to an interview one time where he shit on method acting. He's just like, yeah, I just go in and then I act. I don't gotta fucking
No, it's,
bring it
because
home.
honestly, I get it. It's like, it's almost like, it's got to be a balance of things. Because it's like someone asked me to do an impression. I'm like, I kind of have to like be around them for a little bit because I'm good at an impression if I'm around someone a lot, not off the top. I have to watch something a lot. I can't just do it up. So like there is a thing too. Like let me like get in the mood real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's almost like before we go on stage. Let me get in my mood real quick. It's not like hold on everyone. No one be funnier than me before up because I have to be the funniest one in the room right now. It's not like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't know. It's just getting yourself in that mindset because it's like what's her name? I think it was Meryl Streep. Was doing a movie and she had to like have a British accent, and when in between breaks she was like, look everyone, in the British accent, I'm not going to stop talking this British accent, not because I'm an asshole but because if I stop I'm going to lose it.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So I get stuff like that, but then like fucking everyone laughed at Jared Leto, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like pompous a
yeah,
little bit.
it's just like
Daniel Day-Lewis, it's like, come on, man.
Go
it's like,
straight to hell.
Yeah, put the top hat up. Abraham Lincoln, like fucking
nerd.
Zod, he told me that when he does impressions, he just picks out one thing that a guy does and then just exaggerates that. Oh yeah, so like
no, you're absolutely right.
So like
I'm sorry, I got really too excited.
Oh no, you're good.
Because I love voice acting, and a lot of people say when I first started, the way you just sound, you kind of sound like Zod sometimes. Like, well,
whoa,
there you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I get that.
Yeah.
So, but it's like
both of you guys have like really good voices,
and and like, and I think he sounds cool. So I'm glad to get that compliment. You know what I mean? But so because we just both have those deep voices, but it's like this. It's about the cadence of something. You got to get the character of the person. It doesn't really matter about the sound because like I can't really do SpongeBob, but it's like the way you got to do it. It's like you got to like at least hit the inflections and not my voice. My voice is too deep for SpongeBob, but I can just be like, you know what I mean? Like I haven't heard his voice in a while, so I can't even think of a quote right now. But you know what I mean? But it's like it's about hitting those points where it's like let me see if I can. It's like doing Torian Tomlin. Like, hey baby, like, you know what I mean?
I've been working on my Eddie, and I do it every time I see him. It bothers him. He goes, "Hey, all right, okay, look, this is what I love about you." Okay.
Hey, you're really funny. You're really funny.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
You wanna?
Can I get you a drink?
Yeah. You want a drink? Yeah. No one wants to play with you right now, Gingy. But yeah, no, and then like I was like talking to someone about it. I've been making this joke a lot, but like just in conversation. But it was like a lot of people are like, "You could do Pedro's laugh really well." I was like, "Well, yeah."
Oh yeah, you killed me the other day at Darwin's.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Yeah, like I'm real good. I'm trying to work on my impressions. I can do a good Pedro, Juice Maxwell, Torian Tomlin,
What's
Jeff
Juice?
Joe." Hold on. Oh, but it was like the point I was making was like they're all black guys.
Oh.
And they're like, "Are you racist?" Juice just gets angry at you. All right, Gingy, we'll play with you. But like Juice, he'll get angry at you. Be like, "I don't know what's this." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
like, and then
Juice,
like,
I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm pissing him off, but he's always like trying to laugh it off. You know what I mean?
he's probably always like just too high for his own good. That's
because we always make fun of him. I think he like brought out like an 18-year-old friend one time.
Jesus Christ!
And then so like I don't think anything was happening, but me and Eddie, every time we see him, it's like, hey, how's that 18-year-old you're fucking? You know?
That is hilarious. And it's like, we know you just had a kid, but it's like, come on, man. Oh yeah. So yeah, like impressions they're just about like just like hitting like the kind of high notes. It's like this, like when people like. Because, like, when I made that joke about, like, yeah, all the impressions I do are black guys. Like, oh, you got to make your voice deeper. I'm like, not for Juice and Torian. And, like, I have a deep voice already. And it's like, so it's like Jeff Joe. I'm like, no, what I do for Jeff Joe is you got to put a strain on your voice. Because, you know, it's, oh, man, you know, I lost my car to hurricane. You know what I mean? You got to, like, strain it. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of there.
Stretch it out.
So, but it's like it goes deeper than just be like, you got to listen how people speak. And that's why Zahid's Scotty impression is just so horrifyingly accurate. Like, you know what I mean? Double it. Like, you know, come on. Like, oh, oh man, I was talking to Scotty about it. I was like, you know, those like before and after pictures, like shit don't change.
Hold on, wait. You mind if I run to the bathroom real quick?
You got it, bro. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So like we talked about comedy a lot. How long have you been doing comedy?
I think it's like 8 years now. 8 years.
How old are you now?
27. I started when I was 19.
That's real cool.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I would like sneak into the bars and try to do the open mics and stuff, which is cool. But also, I feel like I kind of missed out on living like a life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like what we were talking about earlier. Is like if I just lived like a non-comedy life, I'd probably have a lot more experiences to draw from. Now I feel like I know how to like write a joke and write good stand-up and be a good stand-up, but I don't know, like I don't have like a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm.
So dog.
I mean, I feel like the more you do comedy.
I was like, oh, this isn't a problem. It's a podcast. And I remember like I'm being
There's a
recorded
whole
again. My
camera.
dick sucked by your dog.
I'm just like, man, damn, Vic, you're real cool about this shit. But it's like, what I've realized, I thought the same thing that I was like I told you, I was living in my bubble, and I was just like, oh yeah, these guys think I'm hilarious. So like, and I have to realize, oh, you're not that funny. And I'm like, well, then I have nothing really to talk about. It's like you're learning how to be a better writer, so you can kind of look at your things that happen to you from a different perspective.
Sure.
So I think that's what it is. So I don't think like. So I get what you mean. Like, oh, I didn't get to do all the crazy things, but I'm like, I think like comedy opened you up to just
That's
look
true,
at things differently.
yeah.
So
And it's not like I was some wild motherfucker where I would have gotten a bunch of stories. To be honest, my life probably only got interesting whenever I started doing stand up. So
I mean, we started off hot, just talking about like, remember when you punched that dude, man? That was pretty cool.
yeah. But what I'm glad about starting early is like I learned a lot of like the behavioral traps. You know, it's like the first 2 years I wasn't even allowed to drink in a bar, so it's like I just got used to going out and doing comedy sober. So I didn't like develop, I didn't become like a fucking alcoholic.
See, for me, I would go when I was 20, and I looked like this at 20, so
Yeah.
I could just get blackout drunk and just be ridiculous. And then like I quit for a year just to focus on music, and that's why I say like I officially started 2017 because that's when I became a comedian.
Okay,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's like I just knew, comedy isn't getting blackout drunk and being an ass. Like, you know what I mean? And plus,
Yeah.
I was 20.
yeah. It's
I don't want to listen to any 20-year-old anyways.
Exactly, yeah, and like it just let me like mature a lot from a comedy standpoint. Like I learned how to deal with being jealous of your peers pretty early. I just learned,
You know how to be a good loser with bombing.
Well,
You're forced to try to learn that every time it happens.
yeah.
No, I mean,
yeah.
like, dude, I did a show with Trey, and like, I just like I didn't eat shit. It was just like I thought I was gonna do like a 10 out of 10. I did like a fucking 7.
Those
out
are
of
the
10.
worst ones.
Yeah, and I just did like a 7 out of 10. So it wasn't even like it was like god awful. It was just like I think you're just putting too much pressure on yourself. But I was just having a moment. So I was pissed off. I had to explain to Trey. I was like, look, man, I'm gonna be a little irrational maybe. I'm just upset, and I just need a moment. He's like, man, I've been there. You just have your moment.
Yeah.
Have your moment. You know. So I'm glad that he gets us. No, but I get like, it's like it's teaching us how to be good losers, not actually made us good losers.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because like, it's like thing of like rejection, just people not liking you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's,
Because like it's either I don't, or love it. That extremes it's too hard for most people. Are just like comics with their emotions are very like I'm either vibing or I'm infuriated. So you don't need that like extremes of just like it's either I'm accepted or hated.
right. Yeah.
No one's
yeah.
just tolerated.
I mean, yeah, that's
At
true.
least I'm trying to get rid of the things that
I
tolerate.
feel, but also it's like if you're trying to be good, then I guess it's good to be irritated whenever you're not doing as good as you want to. I don't know.
It was nice for people to tell me that like I was human for being upset at myself.
That's good because
Right.
sometimes I feel like a psychopath.
You ever just
I had to go to the ER one time after I bombed because I smashed a window
damn.
and then I cut my wrist open with like the
Damn.
glass one in the. And then, and after that, I was like, okay, I gotta calm down.
There's a little much. There's bills to be.
this isn't like, this is something I learned early on, but I'm better. This happened like last year,
No, okay, yeah.
or like, well, I guess the year before last, because last year was the pandemic. But, yeah, so I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying not to get so fucking mad if I do poorly, but. Whatever.
I mean,
Sometimes
it is
just gotta
what it
remind
is.
you that it's fucking like the comedy's dumb. Like it doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything. So
Also, I think it's kind of nice. Like, well, at least I feel stuff. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes you just got to get like, some things, a lot of things can get monotonous in life, and like eventually that'll happen with that. So it's just like you just eat shit, and you're just like, okay, at least I still feel something for this. And so that means I can at least enjoy it when it's good. If I can hate it when it's bad, that means I can still have the capacity to love it when it's great.
Oh, dude, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, if I fuck up at my job, I feel nothing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I could like cost a coworker their job, and I'm like, what?
Does that mean I get a new guy to hang out with? Because you suck.
Yeah. Could give a fuck, but yeah, that's true. So I guess it's good to feel something.
And doesn't it make you? I mean, like we've talked about how it's like it makes you more self-aware. So it's like if you do, there's no right way to do anything, but it's just like most people are just like the more you do something like this, it's just like I got to be more self-aware and kind of like, well, I got to be a better person if I'm going to do some stuff like this. You know what I mean? So it's like in a small way we are trying to grow from it. You know, so
do you feel like comedy's helped you grow, or do you feel like it's made you regress or is stunting you?
I think it's just forced me, especially, to just look at all this shit and you're gonna be okay with this because everyone's making fun of you for everything all at once, or it's just something that's just like you gotta get a lot of stuff. You have a lot of stuff to be okay with before. I mean, like you have to be okay with like, I mean, people are gonna roast you for stuff or blah blah. It's just like. Yeah. So it's made me more. It's made my not just like my skin thicker, but just to understand what matters. As far as just like relationships and stuff like that. Like I know the people who I'd want to be around. I know people who I'd want to spend like an hour and some change with talking to in like my room with my dogs. Like you know what I mean. Between the people who I'm just like I don't even want them to be my Facebook friend. Like you know what I mean. It's taught me a lot of boundaries with just like peers. People you're gonna have to deal with in your day to day, and also just like learning to realize a lot of the problem may be you, and you got to learn from your mistakes and stop blaming other people and look at you. So it's like it has definitely helped me grow, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But then it's also turned me into a bigger alcoholic at the same time. So it's just like I'm real like big on like trying to like look at myself and grow. Baby, I'm hammered when I'm doing it. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like it just goes into the whole gray area thing we're talking about. You know, like shit's just weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
That's true. Yeah, look at that. I brought it full circle.
I apologize. I'm hammered. So
yeah, you did like a callback to like all the themes that we hit. And then, so what else about Kathleen Wend? You know
what I mean? Hey,
bring it all back Kathleen,
to her. Divorce rates is higher than ever now. My man's just crushing over here. Look at the way he's dressed.
I got this jacket. I won a roast battle. That's it.
Bro, word on the street is the guy who got him that roast battle cried, and that's his jacket. Full circle all again, bro.
Let me get my jacket back.
Buy you drink. Let me
trade a drink for my jacket.
We keep going full circle. We going to have an Olympic logo, baby, because you know why? We's winners. Ain't nowhere to go but up. I just thought of that in my mind. I'm like, dude, Drunk Jamal's tight.
Yeah, it's pretty good at this. What is the name of this podcast?
Cover It All with JamalRahal.
I think, we did it. We covered it all. We looked everything back.
We went all over it, dude.
That was pretty good.
Hour and some change. Victor Tran. Social medias, your podcast you do with your cousin if you still do. You know what I mean? Just like, you want anything you want people to know? Because this will be out Tuesday.
You can follow me on social media at Vic Van Tran. That's where I'm tweeting all of Jamal's jokes before he thinks of them.
Swear to God.
And then I have a podcast with my cousin. We'll be starting it up again now that we're both vaccinated. It's Tran Camp. So I do it with my cousin. He's like a cool dude. And that's it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you so much, Victor Tran. And who's our enemies? Who can we say? Adam Radcliffe, go to hell.
Yeah, I don't like Adam. That's fun, man. Fuck yeah. That was a good one. It flowed real easily.
And that's all I want. That's all I want.